Hi everyone. Welcome on board. This is Kogi Gitui. I'm the author of two books, uh, The Unscrambled Manifesto of Africa and War on Corruption, books that you can find in Amazon.com. Order your copy now or your soft copy. Today, I'm going to talk about three topics that I have covered in my Facebook timeline, titled The Moon, The Blue Veil, and Who is on Their Side. The title of this discussion is The Blue Veil. The blue veil has to do with the scattering of light. That's the blue sky. But it also has to do with the invading moon. Is the moon natural, or is it a worship as some claim? The earliest depiction of the moon by the ancients is dated 5,000 years ago. Earlier depictions of lunar calendars have a satellite orbiting the Earth, but it's probably not the moon as we know it. In Genesis 1:16, the ancient scripts talks about two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. While we correctly assume the greater light to be the sun, it might be erroneous to think of the lesser light to be the current moon. The moon is not a light. It does not emit light, it reflects it. Very inefficiently in fact, for it cannot reflect the sun's warmth as a mirror would do. You can remember that a mirror, if you reflect the sun in the mirror, you can feel the warmth of the sun. The moon is also up in the daytime sky as often as it is at night. So it is not the lesser light that was to rule at night. So, if there was a lesser light, where did it go? What probably happened is the real lesser light, which probably emitted infrared rays to keep us warm at night, was attacked by the invading moon, but before it was destroyed, it was protected by Mother Earth, who swallowed it into her core, where it currently resides, awaiting the expiry of the moon so that it can be back. The moon craters are evidence of heavy bombardment, most probably as it traveled the galaxy waging war. It is this warship that decimated the Martians and now lays siege on Earth. The moon is a favorite tool by wizards and magicians to cast spells and trade souls. It brought floods, pestilence, diseases, and the cold death that traps souls. It also bound our women's womb and deletes all memory of your past life if you are an ancient. Not so with the moderns. Moderns are people who have never been born before. Ancient cultures are slowly waking up and narrating a serene time before the moon invaded. The moderns may praise the moon, but the ancient knows it to be an invader. Study the memory B cells within your body. What is their function? And you will learn that on this earth there were also installed memory B people to remind us of the power that lives and works within us that is greater than that of the enemy. These are the messengers of old and new. The problem with the blue veil is that it brainwashes off the memory of the B cells. So many arrive here without their memory. How do we break the veil? 1. Prayers. Prayers rise like an acid and start dissolving the veil from within. 2. Death of messengers. When a messenger is assassinated, the veil opens out from without. We see this happening when they killed Stephen in the Bible. When they killed Malcolm X and Martin Luther, the veil broke like they have never seen before. And what did this do? It gave chance of the B cells, B people, memory B people, to sneak in without their memory being flashed. These memory B cells were installed in Kemet, and I will talk about them. Now that I have convinced, hopefully, the moderns that the memory B people the ancients are on their side, and that they should not be in shock seeing children being born that can remember their past life, like that kid in Russia who remembered his life on Mars and who has now retreated into a remote village. These memory people will be born, some with very special abilities beyond our imagination. In Kemet, ancient Egypt, as the people of truth installed the memory B cell lines, they were laughing at us. On the side of lies, they had already discovered a faster route through magic. We, the ancients, could not use magic. We had to use the natural route, and it would take long and it was not very efficient, owing to the fact that we knew we would install the blue veil, they would install the blue veil by the time the memory B people cell lines arrived back on Earth. But we were rooted in nature, in the Creator's ways, but they are rooted in magic and shortcuts of the enemy. So what they would do is use magic and their vessels of the moon to incarnate faster and continue ruling the world. They said our plan would never work. They were laughing and mocking. So they, the children of lies, are there, especially among our children, the Caucasians. They wear specs, and when they are old, they have a characteristic fall around the neck. They know each other, have one mind and a vivid ancient memory. When they are born, they know which part to play and what to study, for their books are already marked. When they put their specs, they can read between the lines where they sneak their hidden knowledge. They are responsible of complex mathematics that normal humans cannot comprehend. To them it is easy, for they have been working on it for years. This explains the outcrop of complex constants in mathematics that they tell you were given through divination, which they never explain to you what it is. And don't worry, just use the constant because it works. So we oblige. They have been cheating, full stop. I tell you, we are cleverer than them 10 million times, but we are brainwashed like never seen before. Ask yourself, who teaches a weaver bird to build its beautiful nest, or the turtle to return to its place of birth to lay eggs? Who? Then ask yourself, why was it denied man? Yet man was the zenith of God's creation. We also had the same ability. A child was born with full knowledge of what his father and mother knew, and this knowledge was compounded down the linear generations. Once a new skill was learned, it was to be genetically passed on to the next generation. That's why I say we are 10 million times smarter than them. For instance, in Kemet, we could already go into intergalactic travel without polluting the atmosphere as their projects try to do. Their space programs are inefficient. All these funds should instead go into rehabilitating Earth's growing deserts. The technology is there, how we can rehabilitate the deserts, but it won't get funded. What is funded is a futile exploration to go and recolonize Mars. In the TV programs, they, the children of lies, have a faster beat broadcast that cannot be seen by humans, where they broadcast all their agendas. They know each other, have one mind, one agenda, and know that the veil is thinning out. In fact, the news of the ozone layer being damaged is just one of their coded language of saying that the veil is opening up. Mother Earth will heal herself. We may destroy the ozone, but it will mend itself. These are the global elites who have infiltrated all leadership positions, political and religion, who are on their side. I'm not saying this so that you fear or you'd in defeat. I'm saying that recognize that there is an alternative plan working, patient, true, tried and tested. We shall win. We shall win. Thank you very much.